Hi everybody, this is the Football Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut, and this is another visit to the insane asylum known as WFAN.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha, they're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny fun.
Well, welcome back to the Football Hut, and hopefully you like this video, and hit that subscribe button. It did not take long for the residents at WFAN not to get their medication on Mondays after the first football game, first weekend of the football, and, well, we're getting insanity already, and I wasn't expecting this, and I'm glad to have this for you here at the Football Hut. Now, please, of course, subscribe. I will goof on as many of these hosts as I can, because I think it's funny, and they get mad, or maybe they think it's funny. I really don't care, but as long as you think it's funny, I think it's amusing. I'm going to talk about it. So here we have from Awful Announcing. And we have somebody different. Sean Morash, a.k.a. The Spud. If you Google his name, all you do is find pictures of him eating something. And, of course, last year during the Evan Roberts and Tiki Barber show, he was shown choking on a chicken cutlet sandwich. I shit you not. So if you ever Google his name, you'll find him eating for whatever reason. But this is the headline. Andrew Marchand, WFN Sean Morash, draw battle lines in Jaxson Dart Questionnaire. Quote, I recommend to all sports talk show hosts, go to games, go into the locker rooms, talk to people. It will make you and your shows better. That's damn straight. Damn straight. The New York Giants backup quarterback, Jaxson Dart, and his stat line in Sunday's 21-6 loss to the Washington Commanders was 0 for 0. 0 of 0 for 0 yards, no touchdowns, and no interceptions, and 0 minutes played. However, it appears that he will be the talk of New York sports media for the entirety of the week ahead. Well, let's see. We're going to find out. Starting quarterback Russell Wilson entered the 2025 season on shaky ground. His 17 for 37, 168, 0 touchdown, and 1 turnover performance did little to inspire confidence that he deserves his spot for very long. So much so that head coach Brian Daboll was initially non-committal about who his week 2 starter would be before sticking with him on Monday. Now, I would mention, Brian Daboll has been here now into his 4th season. Daniel Jones was the quarterback for most of the years, and other than the 1 year, they did nothing. They scored no points. They did nothing. He went to the Colts this offseason, signed a contract with them, and they scored 33 points. He threw for 3 touchdowns in the game, and he was great. How come he couldn't do that with the Giants? I mean, what happened here with this particular player, and what is going on with the offensive line with this team? They can't get that right. I don't get it. Well, Daboll also got peppered with plenty of questions following the loss. One person who didn't field any questions was Dart. That's because, according to Darryl Slater of the Star-Ledger, the Giants blocked the quarterback as well as fellow backup Jameson Winston from speaking with reporters after the game, which he said was a violation of league protocol. While some noted that this kind of thing happens, it was unusual because Dart had agreed to speak with the media before being shut down. Okay, but that's a story in and of itself, isn't it? This is from Darryl Slater. Jaxson Dart agreed to speak with reporters after the game, but Giants spokesman again violated NFL's clear-cut media rules by shutting down an interview before it could begin. Giants have refused to let Dart or Jameson Winston talk to media, disregarding long-standing league protocol. Interesting. One person who was incensed by the whole non-story was WFAN's in-house potato, Sean Morash, who called it embarrassing. Quote, I would mention, when he talks, he has a higher voice than I do. Holy crap. I mean, is he on helium? Does this guy have balloons in his room? Do they have balloons in that he has pumping into the microphone? I don't know. That's a possibility. There is quite literally zero reason to be asking a player who did not play in the game, is currently a backup anything after a game, the Spud wrote on X, adding that it was sad reporting. The Evan and Tiki hosts, who also host a One Giant Step podcast, Let me tell you something. The Giants need more than one step, by the way. They need several steps. Continue to take on all comers on X, pushing back on those who said reporters have to follow the story. That Dart is a key member of the Giants and worthy of comment even if he didn't play. Well, the story is with the Giants, why are they shutting him up? It's not so much that he's not talking. That's the problem. Then the Athletics' Andrew Marchand entered the fray, quoting Marash's initial post. This is a very bad take. Now, Marchand is the local media guy that talks about the media. That's his job. Okay? And how the media reacts to things, and I guess for the Athletic. So now reporting, quote, is talking to a backup player on a team that didn't play a snap, wasn't announced he would play a snap, yet the team should be making him available after a game, asked the Potato. That's an extreme reach. We will talk about this issue all week until a decision is announced, Marchand noted, given Spud's profession. What Dart thinks would make you and everyone else more informed. A Dart quote about how he's going to stay prepared and is supportive of Russ. Asked what exactly? Come on now, replied Mr. Potato Head. The offense stunk. The O-line stunk. Dart can only get himself alienated with a locker room on a bad comment in this situation. And who does that benefit? Talk to him, Marchand said. He's a professional who reportedly agreed to be interviewed. When an ex-user asked Marchand why Moran's take was very bad, the Athletic reporter replied that reporters should talk to whomever they need for a story. There were reports Dart might see action. The coach said he hasn't decided on who is starting next week. And, quote, this is professional football. Marash couldn't stay away. No, he couldn't stay away. I'm not going to say it. Quote, there were reports by the same reporters asking to talk to Dart. Not a single team representative announced he would play, he wrote. So a reporter can float something out there to give them their own reasons to ask that player about. That's a really bad journalistic precedent, okay? All these media entities spend money to send reporters to D.C. for sports is incredibly helpful for teams and league, responded Marchand. Quote, if a reporter wants to talk to a player and a player is willing, it should be an interview. It's the big leagues, so I agree with that. If he agreed to talk to people before the game, that there's no reason he should be allowed to talk after the game. Andrew, outside of a reporter hoping they catch Dart with a gotcha quote, that goes viral. Who exactly does speaking with him benefit? Be honest, said the Spud. The reader, it doesn't. And the fans of the team know this. Can we be fair to a rookie backup who we knew was backing up? Seeing the cynical nature of the discussion at hand, Marchand tried to nip it in the bud. This will probably be it for me, he wrote. By your account of things, you, Evan, and Tiki should not mention Dart all week. Just wait for the Giants to give you the word on what to talk about and when. If they make a change of quarterback, then you can talk about it. However, this guy he doesn't stop. However, the Spud got in the last word, so we shouldn't discuss our opinions on when we think he should play, he asked. You need to ask the kid when he is, or if he was told he would play before forming an opinion. That is not the same, and you know that. This is about reporters praying they can't get a catchy headline, period. But here's the thing. This dope would do all kinds of content on that stuff on the radio. They would love this. What the hell is the problem? Marchand returned to X a few hours later to offer up a bit of wrap-up statement on why he felt there would have been nothing wrong with a reporter asking Jaxson Dart questions about the Giants' loss on Sunday. Most reporters don't ask gotcha questions. The rare ones who try to do that are almost never successful. What elicits the best responses are open-ended questions that make it easy to give honest thoughts. All the young ones, he gets some pretty good in this. All the young ones want to be Mike and Chris, Mike and the Mad Dog. They went places in their heyday. Plus, Mike Rose, after, gained a lot of insight in trenches at CBS. This is not directed at the Potato, but I recommend to all sports talk show hosts, go to games, go into the locker room, talk to people. It will make you and your shows better. Well, amen to that. That I totally agree with. Because you have people at that radio station making up all kinds of nonsense about players in this town, and not just with the Giants, but the New York Mets as well. So the idea that they don't go into, that's the problem with the people at WFAN. They don't go in the locker room. They do it from, wherever their studio is in New York City, or when they were at the Common Astoria Studios, and that's what they do. They never go in the locker room. And this is how it's been. They come up with this bullshit answers, these bullshit things, and and that's how it is. But what do you expect when you're talking about the insane asylum known as WFAN? Subscribe to the Football Hut.
They're coming to take me away, ha ha. They're coming to take me away, ho ho, hee hee, ha ha. To the funny fun.